It's finally week 1 of the college football season, or at least of South Carolina's college football season. The Gamecocks play North Carolina State Saturday, Bank of America Stadium in Charlotte at 3 p.m. Second season of head coach Will Muschamp's tenure begins. Ben, the Wolfpack is not your typical preseason first game fodder. A pretty good football team. What do you see?
Yes, sir. Really, for them, it starts up front with the front seven, especially that front four. Bradley Chubb is kind of the guy who gets a lot of the hype, and with his numbers, he really should. But in the middle, Justin Jones, kind of an underratedly productive tackle at 6'2", 312 pounds, and B.J. Hill is someone a lot of folks like. On the offensive side, Jalen Samuels gets a lot of the headlines. He's kind of a tight end / running back / slot receiver. They get him the ball in a lot of different ways, and quarterback Ryan Finley was a pretty steady option for them last season, and some folks think that he might make a jump this coming year. Interesting season for Dave Doran's program overall, because they're starting to get hype, and some folks think they can take a pretty big jump this year, but he's lost at least 5 games every season he's been coach over there, so it kind of might be put up or shut up time a few years into his tenure.
For me, on the Gamecock side, you're looking at 3 things. You're looking at Jake Bentley is the story of the season. His experience, his intelligence, his talent is going to make this offense really good, I think, and really interesting to watch. I think that the Gamecocks will have a lot of formational diversity because of who Bentley is and because of the offensive talent they have that will make this offense good and entertaining. Number 2, although it could be 1A, is keeping Jake Bentley upright. They have got to keep him, A, healthy, and B, able to go through his progressions and do what he needs to do in the pocket. The phrase from preseason camp that keeps kind of echoing in my brain is, we need to be more consistent. We have to be more consistent at left tackle. They really do, and it has to start Saturday. If Malik Young, who's going to start there, has 6 bad snaps, that could be the difference in the game. And then the third point is a defense that's very thin, very young, could play 9 first-year guys right out of the gate. You never know how those guys are going to react. Defensive line that, unlike NC State, still has to very much prove itself. Got to stop the run better than you did last year. Got to get a pass rush better than you did last year. So, for me, those are the 3 things to watch. The Wolfpack, a 5-point favorite. That's fluctuated a little bit. The Gamecocks have, made up a little ground in that area this week. For me, there's one guy that we haven't talked much about in the preseason who I want to see what he does, and that's Brian Edwards. We know Debo Samuel's really good. We know Hayden Hurst is really good, and so does everybody else. But, boy, Brian Edwards is your kind of prototypical outside receiver, and I think he could have a really big year as those other guys get a lot of attention. Still, this week, specifically given the matchup of NC State's defensive line against a South Carolina offensive line that has, got stuff to prove, I like the Wolfpack 30-28. Gamecocks start off 0-1, but could bounce back from that, certainly. What about you?
The guy I want to see is really Sky Moore. We're talking about a guy who hasn't played competitive football since the end of the 2015 season, and the question is going to be is he a solid starter at this point, or is he maybe that playmaker that Gamecocks fans saw for 3 seasons? I'm thinking that North Carolina State's offense will be able to take a little bit more of advantage of South Carolina's defense than Jake Bentley and company can take of that pretty good front seven, even if NC State's secondary isn't in great shape right now. I'm thinking NC State 33, South Carolina 28.
So we're kind of on the same page.
Just about, yeah.
It'll be very interesting. So that's what we think.
It's unbelievable. I've never dealt with a credit union or bank that makes it so easy and is so comfortable.
Oh, it's just wonderful. They're very courteous, kind, very informative.
I felt welcome, like this is home.
You are definitely not another person walking in the door at Palmetto Citizens. They are one of a kind.
I'm Phil.
I'm Karen.
I am Joe.
I'm Sadie,
and I'm a proud Palmetto citizen.